Hi everyone. Before going topic, let me introduce myself. I'm Toni Mustopa. I'm student in Cendekia Mandiri University. This video made of completing the final exam courses and courses in English. The topic I will cover in this video about new technology. As we know, technology is developing very rapidly. Nowadays, almost everyone need technology. Even in various aspect, technology is very much needing. Since the COVID-19 pandemic and social distancing, all worker, employer, student, or almost all Indonesian people have enhancement of way of going activity. At the time, until now, some of them are still active at home using technology. Technology is very helpful in making our activity or activities effective in various ways.
One of them is today advanced technology is of smartphone. Smartphones are a technology that is enjoyed by many people. With smartphone, making it easy for them to communicate and socialize and even transact without having to leave the house. In addition, today smartphones have other functions such as being a remote for other electronic devices and for direction of the route.
We can think about this image like a 3D printed object. A single point was dragged sequentially through all of these image points, and as it did, it scattered light. And the accumulated effect of all that scattering and moving was to create this 3D image in space that is visible from all angles.
As well as taking up real 3D space, the images created by this single particle and a few low-cost lasers can be incredibly high resolution, up to 1,600 dots per inch. Although they're very detailed, the images created so far have been quite small, and they remain difficult to capture.
Maybe from some of us sophisticated technology that usually only exist in film, namely holograms, has now begun to be used in the real world. Holograms are sophisticated technology that uses techniques that allow the light from a scattered object to be recorded and then reconstructed so that the object appears to the position and orientation relative of position view to the recorded medium. In the same way, according when the object was still there, so that the recorded image will dimensional image recording technology uses pure light, such as laser. After processing, the appearance of the object will look different from various angles. Traditional hologram manufacturing uses a complex chemical process. The appearance on a modern hologram can be seen with ordinary lighting and can also show three-dimensional image of a large moving object with complete coloring.
You may think we already had hologram technology. Kim, I've seen Tupac at Coachella. I know what that is. Wrong, mister. You're being presumptuous. But now we have a new development from Brigham Young University, and it looks a heck of a lot like our favorite hologram of Princess Leia in the original Star Wars. Can we roll the video?
We can think about this image like a 3D printed object. A single point was dragged sequentially through all of these image points, and as it did, it scattered light. And the accumulated effect of all that scattering and moving was to create this 3D image in space that is visible from all angles.
As well as taking up real 3D space, the images created by this single particle and a few low-cost lasers can be incredibly high resolution, up to 1,600 dots per inch. Although they're very detailed, the images created so far have been quite small, and they remain difficult to capture on video.
They are very small, and the device that creates them is just a little bit bigger than a kid's lunchbox. But what we have here is a 3D display. What they would call it is a volumetric display. So instead of looking straight on at a 2D object with what appears to be a hologram moving through it, which is how they did the Miku concert, how they did the Coachella hologram as well. It involved a flat screen that was nearly invisible and the projected, somewhat of a projection, not a true projection, going on through there. But this would print on tiny, nearly unseen specks in the air, specks of dust. And it is able to create an image that you can view from 360. A bunch of people could stand in a circle around the image and still see the image from their perspective, the image as it's supposed to be presented. Daniel Smalley, who is the study's lead author, he is an electrical engineering professor at Brigham Young, called it printing something in space, just erasing it very quickly. It's this incredibly cool thing. It's not quite at the level of we can project this from R2-D2 just yet, and it's not quite at the level that we can use it, let's say, for medical purpose or for telecommunications purposes. But it is so interesting that it is starting to exist and that they're using literal specks of dust to print upon, or just specks of things in the air in general. According to him, the key is trapping and moving the particles around potential disruptions. There are too many pop culture references in this description for me to not talk about. The tiny specks are controlled with laser light, like a fictional tractor beam from Star Trek. Smalley goes on to say that a different science fiction scene did give him the idea. It wasn't Star Trek, it wasn't Star Wars, it was the Avengers. The scene he was talking about in particular was when Tony dons a holographic glove, and they had issues with it because his arms kind of disrupt the image, or it would disrupt the image if they were to do it in real life. So they had to trap and move the particles around potential disruptions, like the arm or whatever would be in the way, so that it would be able to be a complete image. And initially they thought the gravity would make the particles fall and make it impossible to sustain an image, but the laser light energy changes air pressure in a way to keep them locked in a specific place, manipulated to their own design. And I love this. I would love to see this idea expanded upon. I don't know how expensive this is, and it is not ready for public consumption just yet, but we should definitely keep an eye on this research. Audience, what would you do with a true hologram? Please let me know below, and please like and subscribe for more.